It's a side quest.
Probably, yeah.
Damn it.
A side quest, bro.
So is DQ9
All right.
related or not? Yes.
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 The world from Dragon Quest IX is the Cradle. It is the original world that was created by Grand Zenith, and then one of his daughters fled. The biggest question then is still the human god Grand Zenith, and the fact that they outright had Merida ask the same question means that's something that's going to get answered. The wolf is from
More
the
likely.
physical version 7 collector's edition. Oh,
Damn it. Damn
That's
it.
a spit in the face right there.
it'll be on the shop at some point.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
true. Like that wolf. Oh. Okay.
That's fine. I don't need the wolf. I have my cactuar.
Dork. All right. So, thank God we finally have an answer. It does get confusing a little bit regarding Zenith.
Yeah, Grand Zenith is still the absolute mystery. Because, to reiterate, just now that we're actually in thought mode, the fact that they actively had Merida bring up that exact thing tells me it will be answered.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be answered.
Mm-hmm. Because, oh man, if they're gonna build it up, do you think it would just be as simple as, I just named one of my kids after my dad? Because that does seem a little anticlimactic. But at the same time, I don't really think it needs to be something insanely complicated.
Yeah, this one, the simplest answer is probably the actual case is
Yeah.
in honor of my dad, who I can no longer see. I want something to carry on his legacy.
Uh-huh. And by the
Probably.
time she created him, she would have already known that the Daikut had made it, aka Jaganuba, into her world. So she might have even known from the start she wasn't coming back.
Yeah, because like, oh, I left the world. The Daikut have managed to successfully follow me. Is my dad dead? Is my sister dead?
Yeah. And her first resort was then to make the Sword of Lactalis and the Shield of Astoltia to completely hide her world. Huh. You know, I'm not even all that shocked, because we had pieced this together more or less months ago.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Like, we knew this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, now it's confirmed that 10 is a sequel.
It's no longer an
It's no longer
it's no
loose
longer an
Yeah,
educated
is-
guess.
yeah.
It is
It's a
factual.
direct connection now.
Well, darn. Ain't that Skippy?
Mm-hmm.
All I have to say is all of you 9 stands out there can suck a
Hi.
dick. I'm tired of hearing it.
Hi.
All right? Yeah, I know. I love 9 as well. But like, all of you, everything's connected. Oh my god, it's connected. No, shut the fuck up. It's connected. No.
Okay, I'm not like that.
I know Xance isn't.
Yeah.
I said this the
Yeah.
other day. There really isn't any way to say this without sounding like an asshole. And I know this isn't everybody who's like a big 9 fan. I know it's not Annoy Ace and a bunch of other people I know.
100%. But
there's a
what
lot
I was
of-
just mimicking is what I've. Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows.
There's a lot
He
of
knows.
people, and I feel this way too. There's a lot of people who have either barely touched 10 or haven't touched 10 at all, and have just been following either my videos or other people on Twitter who aren't even excited about the broader world building. It's just, oh, this thing is connected to thing I like, which makes my thing better, and there's no actual affection to 10, which kind of makes me mad, but...
Mhm.
Yeah, I said it on Twitter.
talking
I said it on
pro.
Twitter this past week. It's how they're connected
Mm-hmm.
that is what matters.
Yep. Also, Griffin, I'm not collecting pearls. I'm clutching my 6 copies of Dragon Quest IX.
Oh, man. With that said, though, I've got a crap ton of editing and thumbnails to make, so...
Oh, yeah.
You really want to end the discussion there, though?
What else is there left to discuss? We know everything at this point, and anything we don't know, we don't have any concrete stuff for.
Well, I would just like to remind everybody that there's still more questions that we need answered, such as these Heim powers and where they originated.
Oh, we actually know that.
Who's the god that gave it to us?
It wasn't a god. It was the humans took it from the Kururu's race in version 4.
Like an hour.
Yeah, but why did they flee? Why did they get here?
They actually got here because they were attacked by the telecrystals. That was actually stated by Genos, though it was a little unclear in version 6 right before the finale. When he mentions the blue fairies, he's talking about Kururu's race.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure.
Yeah, do I look like I have all the money in the world for 60 copies of DQ9?
Annoyingly, that just means...
the game. Not that much.
Annoyingly, that also means that, version 7 is most likely our last one then, because it's like everything's been tied up.
That would be me.
You never know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll find out.
So far, like what's our loose ends?
That's because I love both games.
It might be the end. It might be the end of a big storyline, and then they do another one. Because Final Fantasy 14 just did that.
Yeah, I mean,
big overarching storyline ended with Endwalker, so they're starting a brand new.
Yeah, but 14 is stupidly popular. This is just in Japan.
And like there's two conflicting statements that are worth considering. They had launched Dragon Quest X with a 10-year plan, and we are 2 years over that at this point. So it is completely reasonable, especially when you consider that 2 of those years can be removed due to, you know, a certain thing that ends with the number 19. We are still more or less on track, so arguably 7 could... I see where Nick's coming from, but then there's also that statement from a year or so ago that they're like, we want to keep DQX going for like 30 years. And whether or not that means a Dragon Quest 11, not Dragon Quest, a Final Fantasy 11, where they sporadically get new content, but it may not be a whole new giant arc as much as just other events.
Mode.
Yeah. Pretty much. Which I'd be fine with. That's already thousands of hours of game.
I'll go out on the limb and just be like, they have time travel they could have us intervene with. They have multi-dimensional hopping, which they're clearly happy doing.
Yeah, well, time will tell. We got about 1.5 to 2 years before the finale of version 7, so...
What matters now is how they say the Curse of Unmaking came about.
Yeah, I'm actually curious.
How did Zenith learn about it? How did Zenith get consumed by it? And what happens if Zenith is purged of it?
Yep.
This is 7.0. These answers.
It wasn't. And also, by like the end of next year, if you remember with DQ9, that he wanted to just destroy all of humanity on the world just to restart, but he was just stopped. So why afterwards now did he? And also, speaking of 9, where the fuck did he go?
I think
that's still never answered.
I think that one is answered. I think he went to Astor. Oh no!
I don't think he went to Astoltia because they specifically said
if Zenith Jr. is actually.
Because we know full well that Grand Zenith is at least Astoltia's Grand Zenith is the youngest race god. Like that has been stated multiple times. So like it can't be 9 Zenith.
And then
But also, why did his whole turnaround of wanting to protect I think it might not be that he wanted to protect humanity specifically from the Diakut. It was just protecting the world from the Diakut.
There could also be something to do with the fact that he has 2 additional daughters that didn't exist in 9 that, you know,
technically they're not 2 additional. He had 1 additional daughter.
He only had one. He only had one daughter.
Now, here's the thing. They specifically said Luciana is the weaker one. I think she was made after the
name with Zenithia does not share her name with the Japanese goddess of 9, though. Hence why I said 2. I specifically...
They've already retconned the ending of 9.
I specifically asked this to Shobu. It was like, she doesn't share her name with any characters, right? He's like, nope.
I'm like, they've already retconned 9. I don't fucking care anymore. It's the same one.
How did they retcon 9 so far? That's what I specifically want to know.
Yeah, Celestria. Exactly.
Because, like, we know a couple of the Celestrians did come back from being stars, and there weren't that many of them. We know specifically Aquila, and while Pavo is still, yes, the interdimensional thing, we do know there weren't even that very many old world Celestrians that left with them with the cradle. There were very few, and Lactalis was the only one that survived the journey. And then the new Celestrians were created by humans eating the figs.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Celestria in Japanese was Sorushia, so Celestia.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there is no connection there.
So either he had a third daughter, or like they had 3 daughters, and like maybe over tens of thousands of years something happened that changed his mind. Or we can go back to one of Nick's earlier theories, where it is a version of 9, just not the one we see in the game.
Yeah.
That would mean that when Zenith fucked off from the world of 9, he just made an said, fuck it. That means
yeah.
That's even worse.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's why I don't think it's that personally, but you know, as you said, we have 5 more updates of story before that gets any answers.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it, because if that is the case, that means there's even another to go visit at some point.
Yeah, I don't think they'll take that route personally.
I think they will at this point.
I don't.
We're in a version of 9 where it's not Celestria.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either they retconned her name and the ending.
And I'm gonna say something about that too, because 10 has had very, 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 now that we have the context of version 7, we have had very little actual retcons, of course, across the 11 years of this game.
Oh, no, I said for 9.
I know, but
10.
I would be shocked if how they're setting this up if they didn't take 9's story into consideration. That just doesn't seem right to me.
Well, they've taken its world into consideration.
But then you have, look, I'm not trying to connect every other Dragon Quest because that's a fool's errand, but if you look at the other ones, they've also very rarely actually retconned what they're connected to when they're connecting them.
I know.
So I find it would be very weird if they would suddenly just choose to retcon things from 9 to better fit 10.
Somebody
They
go to the
might
Japanese
have?
message boards and watch them scratch their head for me, please.
Shobu, that is your homework.
Yeah. Jobu's already done
You
all
sitting
this
in the
over.
background, it looks fitting as you guys do theory. Yeah, 100%. I love theory time, though. It's the best time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know. I want to say trust me on this one because, like, I was pretty confident in 9 being the cradle, even from the second we
I
saw
was
it.
confident in
Yeah,
9 being
wow.
the cradle the entire time, but for the sake of the VOD and for the sake of everyone watching along with me, I was like, well, this could be a possibility.
And I remember you saying that one on Twitter, Day. I don't know if I agree with that one either. I don't know if that doesn't seem like something that they would do. Because they've
Also,
established
I
them
love-
so
Oh,
independently.
Stella and Celestia being the same, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Like,
I love
I
watching both
believe-
of your guys' streams and just
Okay,
seeing how
okay.
fast
Well,
I just
hear
put it
me
on.
out. In the regards to that, Celestria and Stella being the same entity, Raki is Grand Zenith's animal.
Mm-hmm.
Stella could very well be the same thing. She's a fairy.
That's
she
true.
could be her guardian little protector.
But all the other ones
Every
have had
every god has one.
Yeah, but they've also had, like... Is a fairy too humanoid a form to be the double thing? Because they've all also had 2 forms. You've got Tenma Falchion, you know, with his human form, Shion of... I guess at this point we're just going to say Grand Zenith Senior until we are either confirmed or denied. Marines, whose name I'm forgetting, which was in the Water Dragon realm when she took the body of the Dragon Princess. And, yeah, and then you have Nadraga's Ruby of all of their little things. So I guess Stella could be. Who's to say that the race has to be human that has the animal counterpart?
Exactly. Because like, Grand Zenith is human. Rocky's a fucking wolf boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about the wolf ears already.
So it's like, yeah, I can see that. I'll let you have the connection, but it's in a different way.
Well, yeah. Well, World of Nine is the
Now,
cradle.
that is-
Exactly how? Nick Biz.
Now that does beg the question. The conductor, Fat Guts. The fuck is he in all this?
Oh, he's Santa. He's Santa. Don't you know?
I get he's Santa, but like, because it goes back to the train being the interdimensional world hopping thing. Because that's how it was in 9 as well. Like that opens up a whole other can of worms.
And then the fact that there are 2 trains in Estoltia, the actual Starlight Express, and the Arc of the Earth, which has, honestly, its own set of powers.
It really does at this point.
See, if there's a retcon anywhere, it's probably that. Because there is a line at the beginning of version 1 where it is said that the Arc of the Earth is a reincarnation of the Starflight Express, but that really doesn't work with version 6 when we see the actual Starflight Express.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Mitra saying she snuck into the mortal realm to see the unveiling of said Starflight Express. But then the 10th anniversary quest has that whole line with the conductor of time.
God.
Let's say, oh, Shobu brings up a good point, and that might be really fucking dark. Let's say Zenai, was she unmade?
That's true. Like I did say it earlier, there's 5 other versions we're getting, because they're gonna do 5A and B.
Yeah.
That's how they've done it since time immemorial.
Yeah, no one would remember it, exactly. Holy crap.
But here's the thing. The gods are remembering things being unmade.
True.
So if that is the case, Zenithia could very well bring it up.
Yeah.
Zenith could bring it up.
Mm-hmm. There could also be...
she died in the Daikut invasion.
Yeah, one of the
Either
two.
way. Because, like, that could have pushed Zenith over the edge to the unmaking.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
So, it's the question is, what is the source of the unmaking? Because the way Zenithia described it is a power from the outside, an outside force. So what kind of Faustian bargain did Zenith have to make?
Well, at that point, I do think this is a good stopping point. So, questions for later, am I right?
Yeah.
Very much so.
All right, that was 7.0. So, as always, gang, I hope that you have a fantastic time zone and stay excellent. See you later.
Until next time.
Yeah.